Boxing truth here. Tyson Fury believes he's the best fighter in the world. Not just the heavyweight division, but all weights. Line him up and he'll ravish them, he said. He also feels that all the top heavyweights are bitches, big pussies, and the ones with belts around their waists, they're paper champions. That he's the one and only true heavyweight champion, the Gypsy King. And Fury has earned that recognition. He is the man. He beat the man no one else could beat for a decade, in Vladimir Klitschko. Some news came out about their rematch. Looks like it's going to be set for a June date, early June, June 4th. Those are according to reports. Nothing solid, but it's not official or nothing, but just being reported that a venue in Austria is the favorite to host the bout. It's a 32,000 seat venue for June 4th. And it looks like the rematch will take place a little bit before the summer or around the summertime. It's a long process, a long negotiation for that fight. They're trying to maximize the revenues of where and when the fight will take place, what network. I'm sure HBO wants to get involved. Perhaps Showtime wants to get involved as well. But ever since Fury won the heavyweight title, he gets people either love him or hate him. They either love or hate him, and some of them are not willing to give Fury the proper credit for dethroning a long-reigning champion in Vladimir Klitschko. I watched a recent video from Ellie Setback. It's a pretty funny video, but yeah, he's definitely one of the bigger Fury haters out there. He won't even give him the guys just due for doing something no one else could do for over a decade. Even saying that Deontay Wilder is the best heavyweight champion, the best heavyweight in the world, the heavyweight champion of the world, which is laughable. I mean, it's laughable. Tyson Fury is the lineal champion, and it's not even close. Wilder, he's a paper champion whose best win was against a less than 100% Bermane-Stiverne. Has mostly knocked out C-level, D-level fighters, handpicked a couple of voluntary defenses, a couple of handpicked opponents against guys who didn't really deserve shots at the title, took the path of least resistance, even had some guys lay down for him, like Malik Scott in that bullshit fight in Puerto Rico, where he pretty much just lay down for Wilder from some bullshit right hand. So yeah, that's Deontay Wilder. His reign so far. His best win over a less than 100% opponent. He did what he had to do. He won the fight. But now he's getting props for doing something he's expected to do. People are actually praising Wilder for going to Russia. Like, why wouldn't he? A career high payday to defend your belt, and you'll get 75% of a $7.5 million bid, plus an additional $750K if he wins the fight. It's a no-brainer. Who the hell would turn that shit down? What other big payday out there could he get? He ain't gonna get nowhere near that type of money fighting anybody else, especially if he drops that belt. His stock will drop. So I don't understand this praise Wilder is getting. He's expected to fight his mandatory. Like, where was the I don't remember Vladimir Klitschko getting praised for going to Russia to fight Povetkin. He did the same shit. Ryabinski of World of Boxing won the purse bid, just like in that situation with Klitschko and Povetkin. He went to Russia because it was a no-brainer. They put down $23 million for that fight, and he got 75% of it. Why wouldn't you take the fight? Same situation with Wilder. That's his biggest payday. So, of course, he's going to take it. But when it comes to Fury's been very outspoken about the heavyweight division. It doesn't seem like he's going to be in this for the long haul. It's disappointing. I really think he could be a dominant, great heavyweight champion, just like Emmanuel Stewart predicted before he died. And I also believe he will beat Vladimir in a rematch. It's already Vladimir could perhaps make some adjustments. Perhaps could let his hands go more, maybe be a little more aggressive. It's not in his nature though. He's a completely different fighter from the time he's been reigning as heavyweight champion compared to the guy before he got knocked out to Corey Sanders. Vladimir's very protective of his chin. He's gotten away with advantages and be able to hold and hit and lean on his opponents because of his of where he was fighting, mostly fighting in Germany and able to take advantage of his size, mostly fighting naturally smaller guys. And then finally he fought a young, in his prime, athletic heavyweight who was bigger and taller than him. And Vladimir couldn't use those same tactics against Fury. When they would tie up, Fury was the one holding and was pretty much hitting him while Klitschko was holding him. Fury would still let his hands go. And all Klitschko do was lay back and was very hesitant to throw punches because he doesn't have confidence in his chin. I want to see something special in the rematch though from Fury. And he'll admit it himself. He was disappointed in his performance against Klitschko in the first fight. It wasn't his best performance. He could have did way better than that. So I want him to improve on that performance. I want him to go in there and I want him to make a statement. I want him to knock out Vladimir Klitschko. Become the fourth man to knock him out. And also the first one to knock out this new version of Vladimir Klitschko. That's what I want to see from Fury. He talks a good game. He backs it up. But I need to see a more scintillating performance in this fight. I want to see him let his hands go. He was a little scared at times. It was a big event, over 40,000 I believe, in Dusseldorf against the reigning champion. It could make anyone nervous. But Fury, after a few rounds, he handled it well, and it seemed to me that he was the more comfortable of the two as the round progressed. And I'm not sure if Klitschko is the favorite in the rematch. I haven't checked that out. I believe he is. Some people are in shock that Klitschko lost to Fury, but I wasn't really that surprised. I mean, I didn't pick Fury. I mean, and I didn't pick him officially, but I did use him for my fantasy boxing. I did use Fury and was able to get more points that I would have gotten had I picked Klitschko. I was pretty much 50-50 on that fight, so I drafted two cards, one with Klitschko and one with Fury, because I was really not totally confident that Klitschko was going to win the fight, but I did pick him officially, and he lost a decision. But I just see Fury improving on that performance. He knows he's got Klitschko's number. He's too fast for him. He has too much agility. 6'9" guy with agility and footwork, boxing IQ, can box from a distance, unpredictable. Could also come forward and because Fury doesn't just fight one way. He can fight a number of ways. He could box, he could move, he could dance, he could come forward, he could be aggressive. Depends on the styles of his opponent. And Vladimir, he's not quick enough on the trigger, not quick enough on his feet. His foot speed can't match Fury's, which is why it's going to be very difficult for him to catch him clean very often. I see Fury winning the rematch even easier this time. But I want him to have an explosive performance. I want him to knock out Vladimir, and that's going to be the challenge of the fight. Can he stop Vladimir? But Fury, if he's true to his word, he's only gonna have 2 more fights, and that's either with a unification with Deontay Wilder if he gets past Povetkin, and also a fight with Anthony Joshua, a big domestic fight with Anthony Joshua, should he get past Charles Martin. Now Fury, when it comes to matchups, he's pretty smart with it. I mean, he should consider being a matchmaker after boxing, because he's pretty smart when it comes to picking who's going to win. He's been right a lot of the times. He knows his boxing, especially heavyweight boxing. And right now, he leans towards Charles Martin to defeat Anthony Joshua. He sees that fight as a 50-50 fight. So do I. I see it as a 50-50 fight. I'm going back and forth every day. I'm torn up with that fight. No idea who's going to win. But of course, Fury wants Anthony Joshua to win that fight because he's hoping Anthony Joshua wins the fight, because that's a huge money fight for Fury. And right now, Fury's all about the money fights, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he paid his dues, he climbed the rankings, now he's the lineal heavyweight champion, and now he's looking for just the biggest fights out there. That's what a prize fighter's supposed to do. You know, look for the biggest opportunities that are out there. And right now, that's a unification with Wilder, a rematch with Klitschko, and a big super fight, domestic fight with Anthony Joshua. When it comes to the Wilder-Povetkin fight, he's picking Deontay Wilder. He believes he can defeat Alexander Povetkin. I'm also leaning towards Deontay Wilder, even if he goes to... I mean, it's going to go to Russia, even if going to Russia, because it's because of the physical advantages Wilder has against Povetkin. He's 5 inches taller, has a long reach advantage, and Povetkin hasn't really proven to me that he can do well against taller fighters with longer reaches. I saw his last fight with Wach. That was a much slower, not as athletic guy as Wilder, and he didn't have the best performance. I mean, he was at times having trouble getting inside, even on him. So it's a very interesting fight. A lot of people are counting Wilder out, especially going to Russia, but I think he's very live in that fight. Probably Povetkin will be the favorite since he'll be in Russia, but I wouldn't count Deontay Wilder out. Other than that, Fury, he's really only shown interest in those 2 fights. No interest in the David Haye fight because of 2 pullouts. Lucas Brown, no thanks. But really, who out there could beat Tyson Fury? Y'all let me know. I mean, who can beat this dude? 6'9" with agility, boxing IQ, unpredictable styles. I'm looking at the top 10 of heavyweights, and I don't favor anyone to beat Tyson Fury. The biggest threat, in my opinion, is Luis Ortiz. But Ortiz, he shows some vulnerabilities a little against taller fighters who lean on their back foot. Against Tony Thompson, he knocked him out. He did what he was supposed to do, but he was having trouble landing his signature punches against a taller guy, so he was limited to just landing jabs to the body, a jab upstairs, and the straight left. He couldn't land his uppercut, though. That's his signature punch. But yeah, that's the thing. Who do you favor over Tyson Fury? Who can beat Tyson Fury out of the top 10 or anyone coming up? Y'all let me know what y'all think. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.